Hello. I'm going to show how I light my gas fireplace. I'm not going to show what things that could be going on if you can't get your gas fireplace to light. I'll put that in a separate video. But this one's just so basically so my wife or a guest will know how to light the pilot. So I just want to keep this video simple, but I will post another one on things that could go or could be an issue if you can't get your pilot to light. Still, this video will be helpful, but let's say you already know how to light your pilot, but it's just not lighting. So stick around for this video if you want to know basically the very basics on how to light a pilot that should be working properly. Okay, so first thing I do is check to see that my shutoff valves are open. You see how that's parallel with the gas line? That one's open. And then I have another one out here I gotta make sure is open. I have mine just tied to a barbecue propane tank, 20-pound tank. Right here. I just make sure that's open. Okay. And so now the next step is to light the pilot. So if you come down here, I'm just going to see if I can rest this real steady so you don't get motion sickness. Okay, there you go. Okay, so you'll see here's a button. That's to light that's to create a spark next to the pilot to light it. And over here, there's an off, pilot on. You can see this white marker, it's in the off position. So you gotta just gently push this in while turning it to the left until you get it to lock into the pilot position. Then you can release it. Now it's ready to push in to light the pilot. So what you have to do next is you push and hold this. At least I push and hold it for at least 5 seconds. And while I'm pushing it, I'm counting 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Then I spark it. And then if I got a pilot lit, which you could see, hopefully, way back there. See that pilot? That's where it's lit. And the most challenging thing is to, or not challenging, something you need to know is where your pilot's going to light and that it's visible. Otherwise, you won't know if it's lit. So that's really important. And then what you do, now I'm still pushing in this button, the pilot button. It's not over yet. You got to hold that in usually for about 30 seconds, at least. Because what it's doing now, when that pilot's lit and you pushing that button in, there's a special little rod called a thermocouple, and that pilot flame is heating that thermocouple. And when it heats it long enough, then it will hold the pilot open for you to release the button. Now I'm gonna start releasing this button, and let's see if the pilot stays on. Okay, now look, I took my finger off the pilot. The pilot is on. That means the thermocouple has heated up enough to hold the pilot on. Now that's just the first step. Now what you have to do is you gotta come back down here again. Oh, let's just set this down again. Right there. Now you gotta do the same thing before. You wanna get it to the on position next to that marker. You might have a red marker, I don't know, you might have a different color marker over here. Or it might not even be any color, it'll just be a notch. And that tells you what position you have this in. So now, again, I gotta gently push this in while turning until I can get it to the on position. Now just so you don't get startled, before you turn it to the on position, you may want to go to your thermostat and make sure your thermostat's in the off position. Because what could happen is while you're turning it on, and if your thermostat is set to turn the heater on, the flames could come on right when you turn it to the on position, which could startle you or cause like a little boom, which In my experience, it's mostly just alarming, doesn't really, and startling than anything else. Okay, so now I'm in the on position. Now it's ready to go over to the thermostat to turn it on. Okay, so now we go over to the thermostat, and as you can see, the pilot's still lit. Now we're gonna come over here. Now I didn't want a thermostat, I just wanted a timer. So I got a little timer here, and I'm just gonna turn this, let's say, there's usually a past point, like yeah, we go past this. Now I got it set for 2 hours. I did that because I didn't want to ever forget that I left the thermostat on. So I know that timer's gonna shut it off. And as you can see, there's my fireplace. Now, if you did notice too, mine has a low to high setting. No, I don't mess with that at all. I mean, I messed with it in the beginning to get just the right amount of flame, and also to try not to burn too much fuel. And at the same time, make sure I got enough heat coming out. So I just try to find that balance. Basically, I just wanted to put it at a setting to where it'll get this hot enough to where it'll kick on the blower. This one has a blower. So what it'll do is it'll start pumping out heat through here. And sometimes if you set it too low, it'll take that blower forever to come on. Set it too high, you're going to be just burning all kinds of fuel. And so that's pretty much it. That's how I light the Pilot.